Fire's always ready for a bad joke.
Ba-da-da-dum.
Okay. Who would like to remind us what happened in the last couple of weeks since last week was just combat?
Well, we arrived in Nerona and decided to just keep to ourselves and not raise any attention, and then promptly went around and visited all the temples, except for one.
Mm-hmm.
And we discovered the presence of an underground fighting ring run by the temple of name Talos, yes, correct. We poked around a little bit more, but ended up at the fighting ring eventually in an attempt to potentially gain information from Talos, or the church at least. And there were a series of fights.
Mm-hmm.
The last one of which Fire disappeared mysteriously, and nobody knows where he went before that. And he didn't manage to make it back in time before the last fight, and now we are concerned.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna pick back up where you have successfully defeated the Crusher Mark 23. The crowd is elated, except for the people who had their view blocked by Zoe's darkness. There's a little bit of grumbling here and there. The gnome girls, who seem to have made / were piloting the robot, are together again, deflated but still clapping for you. Gren spends some time keeping the crowd hyped up, but once it starts to die down, he leads you away from the arena. Not to the room you were in before, but another back area. This has a sign on the door that says staff only. And he opens the door, leads you through to a little, waiting area.
Is he giving any indication of why this is happening? It seems like our obligation here is finished and we should just be able to leave.
Mm-hmm. We're not getting a payment or anything.
He looks back at you and says, I thought you had questions.
I see.
Right now. Okay.
As I drip some blood out of my mouth onto the ground.
Uh-huh. Hey, wasn't there another one of you?
Disappeared. Not sure where.
He gets distracted very easily.
Oh. Well, his loss. Speaking of the other one, let's go back in time a little bit. So Rizwin has asked you, Fire, to go spy on this this general that she just fought. So tell me what your plan is. Tell me what you're doing.
I transform into a fly and I go buzz around looking for him.
Okay.
How do I look for him? Do I roll?
With a perception check. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nibbles, but you asked Fire to do this not right after your fight. It was like 5 or 10 minutes later.
It was definitely before the next fight started.
Mm-hmm.
I left enough time to not draw suspicion, but as quickly as I could. So, not instantly after. No.
Okay.
Like 15 minutes?
No, it would have been less than that. 5 minutes or less.
Okay. 13. That's not bad. Make a stealth check for me as well.
What are the stats of a fly?
You
I
might
don't
have
know
to.
if there are any.
There is a black fly stat sheet. I just can't remember what module it comes out of.
There's a giant fly in the DMG. It has a dex of +1.
That black fly has a. Oh no, that's a homebrew.
Oh, that's a large beast, though. I don't think we want that.
I have a homebrew that says that a fly has a +4 to stealth.
Sure. Yeah, I think that was the one I was looking at earlier. 16, not bad. So you buzz your way through the crowd without getting swatted. Up the little elevator shaft that you came down. Sorry, I'm chewing. And in the area that's like the waiting area for the elevator, you do indeed see General Asillo putting his armor back on. He's just about finished.
Trying to find a little corner from where I can hear.
He does not say anything.
Yeah. Yep.
But he does finish putting his armor on. And then walks out the door into the street.
I follow him.
Okay.
I try to zigzag like a fly would do.
Mm-hmm. It is. Okay, you have dark vision 30 feet. So you're basically like dashing the entire way just to keep up with his regular walking speed.
Jeez, we're gonna get very tired.
Mm-hmm. And it is quite a long time. Your little fly lungs are huffing and puffing by the time you notice familiar surroundings. You see the pier with a lot of ships still coming in and out, even though it's nighttime. And he makes a left turn down one of the piers to go to his ship. Through this like little walk of his, he's paid very little attention to anybody who's around him. Not like moving out of the way for anybody, just like plowing straight through. There's not much of a crowd, but people are getting out of his way. He's not moving for anybody else. He's not looking around.
Does it seem angry?
Make an insight check. Not in particular. He just seems focused. Like he's not the type to let his attention wander.
By the time we reach his ship is like, dang, I'm far away.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I stayed too long. Well, I'm already here. Continue on.
Mm-hmm. He walks up the gangplank to his ship, with a few soldiers wearing the platinum armor standing guard. One of them, well, they both snap to attention, and one of them says, "General, there is someone waiting for you in your chambers." And he nods and says, "Thank you. Back to your duties." Doesn't even pause his walking as he goes to the captain. Yeah, the like the captain's quarters of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
The door swings open and he walks inside. Do you follow?
Yeah, I tried to sneak in, but very quickly perch into the ceiling or something to stop flying.
Mm-hmm. Make another stealth check.
Ooh.
Ooh, pretty good. You perch kind of like up near the ceiling, on the wall, and with your big fly eyes look around and you see an older woman wearing red dragon scale armor sitting in a chair beside his desk, patiently waiting for him to return. And she stands up when he enters. And he says, "Ah, Sarah, I'm glad you stopped by. It seems my crew and I will be a bit late arriving to Candlekeep. You'll give the paladin my regards, won't you?"
Said paladins?
Paladin,
Okay.
singular.
Okay.
The woman sits back down. "So you found it then?" "Yes, I am quite pleased with the help I hired." The woman is silent for a few beats, and Costello continues. "What? You've always said I should be more flexible. They may not be the most savory of characters, but they are helping us rid of the world of yet another dragon. Perhaps even two. We still don't know yet." And Costello smiles. "Apparently, a crewman with a little too much to drink in him let slip that they saw a red dragon on their way into port. It just seemed to disappear into the ocean. Seems the passengers they were carrying managed to slay it in record time and with no corpse in sight. I believe you know these passengers, Sarah." She sighs. "So your grand plan is to fight two of them?" "I've planted a seed. We'll see if it comes to fruition. If it doesn't, she'll be easy enough to track down later." Sarah stands up. "Well, if you do indeed plan to go off on your own, I suppose all I can do is wish you luck." And the two of them have this kind of intense stare down for a few seconds.
Is Sarah general too? I don't remember that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
She's the general of Phelan, the ship that Phelan's on.
Yeah.
And after a few seconds of just kind of staring at each other, Sarah gives a little nod and says, Bomb it be with you. And she exits the captain's chambers, closing them behind her.
I don't know if Fire wants to stay or just leave with Dad. I'm not sure, Jamie. What do you think Fire would do?
I don't know. You do
I don't
whatever you
know.
want.
Yes.
Enjoy. Let the RP take you where it wants.
You can always roll if you're not sure.
I'm gonna roll something. Nope. I'm staying here.
Okay. How long do you stay? Or
I mean,
I should say, what are you looking for when you decide to stay? Like,
like
are you? Go ahead.
it's like which one to follow. And I decided to stay with the general because he's the one who sounded more threatening.
Mhm.
But after she leaves, he obviously stay quiet, doesn't keep talking. So it's like, what do I do now? What does he start doing? Like ruffle papers, start going to bed, or
Yeah,
what?
he just kind of takes a look at some of the papers on his desk, and then pulls a notebook out from a drawer and starts writing.
And I sneak on the top of the ceiling, see if I can. No, I cannot read anything. God damn it! Is there a crack on the door outside?
Yes.
Okay, I think Fire is gonna. Uh, how do you say it in English? I don't know what the word is, but not like his own decision and try to rush to find this other general to see if they have any other meaningful conversation, because me not being able to read and they not talking, it's not much more I can do.
Okay.
So you kind of have like a panicked decision moment. It's like, oh, I should have gone with the other one and try to find them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Make me one more stealth check.
One second.
It's not bad. You
I'm waiting for
carefully
the literal shoe to drop.
you buzz your way out the door. Kind of going zigzagging through the ship. And just
Yeah.
as you're about to like go down, like kind of go down the ramp, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. With disadvantage, because you don't see this coming.
As a fly, so it would be a +2. So I'm gonna roll twice.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Uh-oh.
You feel like this little push of wind that propels you forward just for a second. And then you notice the world around you get kind of distorted and you hear a little as a stopper gets put in a bottle that is now surrounding you.
I bonk my head in the glass a couple times, like, what the hell?
Out of nowhere, you see a dwarf appear, a familiar-looking dwarf. His face and voice kind of distorted from the shape of the container you're in, and he brings you up close to his face. Now, where do you think you are going?
I still try to look like a dumb fly just bumping around.
What's your perception as a fly? +2?
Perception is my normal, that's +5.
Oh, +5? Okay. Then despite the sort of weird distortions from the glass around you, you see behind him someone else come into view as though they were invisible and are now visible. A mousy-looking human woman with brown hair.
Do I know her?
Looks like Anna.
Ah. Anna and the dwarf, that's part of his group.
Mm-hmm. You in this little, what you think might be like an empty potion bottle, the dwarf kind of puts you in his hands. You can't really see what's going on, but you can feel him walking. And you hear...
I transform. Tell me what you say, but I'm gonna do something.
Mm-hmm. You hear the squeak of a door.
Now, before anything, I'll try to transform back into fire.
Okay. Make me a Constitution saving throw. Whatever container this dwarf has you in seems to at least be some sort of magical, because it resists your, like, as you try to transform out of wild shape, it resists you, and you take... not that much. 32 points of crushing damage.
Oh, jeez.
And abort the detransformation process.
Okay, ouch.
You buzz as a fly.
Yeah. Jeez, no, I cannot take another one of those. I cannot cast a spell while on wild shape.
Wouldn't 32 points of damage kill a fly, though?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, but the thing is that they're not letting me transform back.
Just go with it. I don't know how else to, like, make it so that fire just doesn't immediately die.
Rule of cool.
Rule of cool. As Fire the Fly is trying to figure out what to do, you see light again, and the general's face comes into view as he now holds the potion bottle. You hear through the glass, "Well done." There's something garbled that you can't make out from farther away. You think it's Anna's voice. But the general's voice comes through clearly as he shouts to one of his crew members, "Emmy, make sure to give them a bonus. And let the captain know there's been a change of plans." Meanwhile, the rest of you are led back to this small sitting area past the staff-only door. Waiting there is an older man that Kamale might remember laying out with a single punch earlier in the night.
Nod at him.
His face is still a little red and swollen. He stands up and goes to shake everybody's hand. That was something.
Shrugs non-committally, like, sadly are fairly normal.
Well, it's not often the twins get their asses handed to them. You'll do them good.
I'd like to talk to them. That robot was interesting. I want to know more about it.
Focus.
Gren kind of leans down and whispers to you, Zoe, I'm sure they'd be happy to talk about it for hours and hours. The older man introduces himself as Odril and says, I think you might have some questions for me about my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah, the Talos is chosen. Gren said you were poking around about some god stuff.
Maybe not your brother, but you might know something about the stuff we're looking for.
I give the spiel.
Remind me what the spiel is.
Looking for someone. They passed through here 20 years ago. Would have been followed by a wave of unusual things, either good or bad. I'll mention the part about the dock. Trying to track down where that person finally ended up.
Odril nods and says, I do think I know what you're talking about. Why don't you have a seat? You look like you look like you fought a robot.
We do that.
Pert right in and underlines it.
You're cutting it.
Pert writes down the word robot in large font and underlines it multiple times.
All right. My brother, Averill. Well, he's not here right now. He'd be better to answer this than I would be if he was. And I don't know when he's coming back through. He just kind of wanders sometimes. But I do remember him. He hadn't been chosen for very long. And he said he met another chosen from the land across the ocean. I can't imagine there's many of those. Said they had a bit of a fight. He lit the docks on fire or something. I can't quite remember.
It seems to line up with what we've heard.
I remember Averill was pretty put out by it. He was really excited to get to meet someone like him, chosen by a god. I don't know what that idiot was doing here, but I gather he wasn't here to make friends.
Yeah, we're a little unclear on that as well. His God's area of influence has never extended this far, as much as we're aware, anyway. And I'll give him the 2-minute description of Bashaba and what the deal is there.
Well, I can't say I'm sad we don't have that god around here.
You're not.
They aren't
No.
fun to deal with.
I'm sorry I can't tell you more. But I can at least tell you he was here.
Do you know where they left to?
No. Although, if he didn't get what he was looking for from Talos, maybe he tried a different deity. One of the ones that's known for being a little more generous.
Who would that be, do you think?
I don't know, take your pick.
Well, we've spoken to 2 of the others.
Any
They
of them,
didn't
I
have
think, would
much
be considered
information.
more generous than Talos. If you want something from Talos, you gotta earn it.
Is there... Could there have been something that they had to earn by burning down the dock?
I
Why
don't
would a
think
god want to burn
that's
down a dock?
quite
That was
what
a-
happened.
Just for the sake of completion, am I getting any caginess off of this guy, or does he just not know anything?
No, it's, it's been a long time. He wasn't there.
Well, we appreciate the assistance.
You earned it. And I wish I could say I knew more, just so that I could tell you to come back and fight some more for it.
I get the feeling our fighting has drawn too much attention. I look around at everybody. Shall we check the lost and found?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, if you're ever down by the Southward Market, come look me up. Shit, I need the name of a bakery.
And sorry, what did you say his name was?
Audril.
The whole loaf.
Yeah, the Whole Loaf Bakery.
Do you sell the whole loaf?
They better.
The-
Otherwise, it's a
that's-
ripoff.
Yeah, that's why we named it that.
What if I just want one slice?
Then you can buy a loaf of bread and slice it up yourself. Or
Question.
just eat the whole loaf, then it's only one slice, right?
Question about the universe, Jamie.
What? Does sliced
Does-
bread exist?
Yeah.
Only if you slice it yourself.
You're not in the 1930s.
Yet.
We just came from 1930s New York.
It was more like 1910s New York.
Yeah, I think at this point we politely take our leave unless
Okay.
anybody else has anything.
I mean, I'm under the impression we don't get any other questions.
Unless it's like, where's the restroom? Oh dear, I'm going back to the lead accent.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's looking for the twins.
They are in the ring with a couple of other staff members picking up the scattered pieces of the robot.
Zoe annoys the party by going to the twins and asking about the robot.
Zoe, we have to find Fire. He's missing.
He's Fire. He's always missing.
He's missing, not missing.
Hey.
Zoe gets annoyed but follows along.
You hear like one of the gnomes speak out from behind you. You did really well today. Good win.
Okay, Zoe does go over and shake their hands before they leave, though.
Okay. That was the kind of quieter one with the darker hair. She shakes your hand. I'm Miri, and that's Near.
I'd love to know more about your robot when I have a moment.
Okay, you can usually find us at the library, or at the Temple of Ayun, sorry.
Was that in character slip up or
Nope, that was
DM slip
me.
up?
That was me.
For no reason whatsoever,
Uh-huh.
have we had any rest or healing since the end of the fight?
No.
Shit.
I'm guessing that wasn't an hour.
No. Most of the people have cleared out of this area by now. There's still like a few people dealing with particularly large bets. You have to wait a moment for the elevator to come back down, and everybody gets on with a few guests, and the elevator gets cranked up, and you are let back out onto the street. What do you do?
Look around. Do I see Fire?
Make a perception check.
No, it's not supposed to be an advantage.
No, you do not see Fire.
I didn't actually expect to. How do we look for him?
Well, you sent him after the general, right?
Yeah.
And if the general's not here, where would the general be?
I don't know. Anywhere in the city. The temple, his ship, wherever he's staying.
Probably staying either at either of those places, I'm guessing. So we 50-50 it and check one than the other.
Zoe looks at him and asks, "Can you find Fire?"
Oh. Maybe? I'm not sure.
I have no idea what your abilities are, so. Do you have like a find track person spell or anything like that?
Spell no.
Oh, I guess we flip a coin.
Yeah.
Pert starts flipping through his book to the page on the outfits of the Platinum Army crew and starts inspecting to see whether it's be hard to throw together a disguise.
How bad does Rizwan look?
Not super great. Quite bruised. We'll do one is heads, which is the ship, I guess. Oh, there you go.
So you got 26 hit points of healing.
Cute.
David, are you like you're looking in?
I'm looking through my notes just because I would have done a couple of sketches of different Platinum Army sailors when we were
Okay.
important stuff like that.
Like,
So if their uniform stands out as, British Royal Army redcoats or something, that's a little more complicated. But if it's just, bleached brown trousers and a white untucked shirt, that's a little easier.
so the uniform of the Platinum Army is plate mail that is fashioned to look like platinum dragon scales.
Yeah, but what about the actual boat crew?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, the boat. You would have gotten a look at the boat crew.
At least 3 times.
They're definitely in something a little more practical for sailing. It is, from what you could tell, uniform amongst them. And I think something that you could throw together easily enough and be kind of close. If nobody looks too hard, you could probably pass, but maybe not pass for
Not pass inspection.
Yeah.
But pass carrying something heavy below deck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pert is, as we're heading towards the boat, Pert is going to propose he and either Rizwind or more safe, he and Amma pose as a crew carrying a load in to try to search the boat quickly to see if we can find hints of fire.
You two are the most stealthy of the group. I would say you two go.
So Zoe sends Fire a message. Fire, where are you?
I thought you only had
Wait, you
sending
have
on the
sending now?
I looked it up. I've always had send it. I get sending, but if I use the book, it doesn't use a spell slot.
Tight.
Cool.
It's dumb.
Fire, you are in a pocket.
Do I need to speak to, or is it mentally?
Yeah, it's mentally. And as long as you have 1 intelligence, you can respond.
It's not bi-directional, by the way.
Yeah, you can reply to sending.
Does it say?
It's
You
sending
can
its the
answer
tweet
in
form.
a like manner,
Immediately. Yeah.
immediately.
I say, Zoe, I'm in a pocket. I got trapped. Help.
I hate you're making me use my last spell on this.
Look,
So
fire
since-
wouldn't know. Fire wouldn't think of that. Sorry.
So he spends another sending. Where's the last place you remember being before you were captured? In a pocket. In a pocket dimension? Question mark?
No, an actual pocket. A bottle inside a pocket. I was on the ship of the general, and Anna captured me. Help! It hurt.
I got good news and bad news.
What?
Know where fire is. Kinda.
Okay. Okay.
He's in a bottle, in a pocket, on the ship, and he was captured. Oh, and Anna's there.
I don't like that the Platinum Army is working with these people. Does not smell nice.
Also, I'm out of spells.
Okay. Definitely Pert and Amma going in, I think. You were both the most unassuming, points at Amma, and the most stealthy, points at Pert.
Nods. So, with this now being confirmed, Pert arranges a meeting point on the dock that he remembers from this morning and splits off from the group to just try to get the pieces of clothing to try to sell the outfit.
While Pert is gone looking for clothing,
Mm-hmm.
Rizwan will pull Camille aside. There's noticeably no color in her face. Is this a good idea?
Maybe not a good idea, but probably a necessary idea.
We can't go in there. None of us can go in there.
You can't go in there. I probably shouldn't go in there. Zoe definitely shouldn't go in there. Those two, they're fine.
Going onto a ship of the Platinum Army.
Yep.
After being seen with me.
Don't worry about it.
We're a little past that.
Listen, play the hand you're dealt. And right now, you got a shit hand. Also, he didn't say whose pocket he was in, did he?
I think we can assume.
Yeah, okay. Also, I'm more and more concerned about this general's interactions with these folk.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Well, and what? Leave him there to be interrogated by them? Granted, it's fire, and they'll probably end up more confused and brain hurt than get information, but still.
I think anybody else we send in there is
Hello?
also going to end up right next to him. I said, I think anybody else we send in there is going to end up right next to him.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Then what's the alternative? sorry, scary general man, can we have our friend back? Or, I don't mean that in a patronizing way. I mean it in the sort of asking them or them letting him go because they're done with him or what? Like, I don't feel right leaving a friend trapped on their ship. And I trust in Pert's and Emma's skills to get him out.
So if you guys don't stop her, Zoe's just gonna walk up to you both.
I think Kamila's completely engrossed in the conversation, doesn't notice.
Does Rizwan do anything?
No, I don't think she notices either.
We are not leaving fire in the grips of those people.
Correct.
You have no idea what's like being captured by them.
Just for point of clarity, we think the general has him.
Zoe, that's not the thought Zoe has at the moment. Zoe's Zoe's thoughts are different, are on the other side.
Fair.
As far as she's aware, he was captured by Anna and was jammed into a pocket.
That is what he said.
Okay, then that's even worse.
Like, which direction's the ship? We don't send two people, and we have to go and enforce.
No.
If you drop something in a fire, you don't stick your hand into the fire. You wait for it to die down first.
No, you use a pair of tongs to pull it out.
Yeah, both of you. You're both right and wrong. We don't charge in. We use the tools we have. The tools we have are Pert and Emma. They are the tongs. You're scared of the Platinum Army. I understand. But you need to trust in your companions to be able to pull this off. You have trauma issues surrounding the children of Kiral. I completely understand. You don't need to rush in headlong and put others in risk.
That's how you got me out.
Yes, but that was a solo decision. There are other lives at stake than just mine. We are doing it this way. End of story. Neither of you are clear-headed enough to make a decision.
Then we need to be in a position where we can rush in to back them up. And they need to have a way to signal us.
Yes. We are not going to do this half-cocked.
And hopefully it takes an hour before we get that signal.
Pert, please make me an investigation check.
Why, fabulous.
You find a costume shop that is not open at this time of night, but just kind of like peeking through the window. You're pretty sure you see some stuff in there that could work.
And with a light jimmy on the lock, I'm assuming it feels locked.
Yes, it does.
All right. I am going to do the hard thing and try to silently pick a lock.
Make a lockpicking tools check.
Wait, where is he picking a lock?
At a clothing shop.
With barely a click, you disarm the lock, oil the hinges of the door a little bit so that it swings open silently, and checking to make sure that nobody's looking. You enter what does seem to be like a costume shop. You see some props, like a bunch of masks, and a whole bunch of clothing of various different sizes. Spending like 15-20 minutes, you can find some like white shirts that you think are pretty close, and some belts and some darker pants that, by your best recollection, will make you look to the passing eye as one of the crew of Astillo's ship. How many are you looking for? How many sets?
I'm going to say 3 just as an emergency backup.
Okay.
Has Pert noticed any presence of oh god, what are they called? The giant tribe
Goliaths?
Goliath, thank you. Goliaths in the Platinum Army.
Oh, I don't think you've seen any. That doesn't mean they're not there.
Worth the extra time trying to pass Pert off as a Goliath if he hasn't noticed other Goliaths. And I don't think I know of any other races that come with bluish skin, so besides Tritons and stuff, but yeah, again, haven't seen that, so I was gonna grab a wig and some dye for tattoos, but that's not worth the side trip, so Pert will leave, does he feel like, say, 5 silver is about the cost of a rental?
Sure.
Alright, he'll leave
probably
5
a little
silver.
much, actually, but
He's probably overpaying, but the point is, we're not coming back, so...
Mm-hmm.
And he will take 3 outfits, relock the door, and try to make it to the meeting that the party agreed.
Okay. Is Discord being really fussy for anyone else?
I don't know if it's Discord or if it's people.
I think it's got to be Discord, because it's not just one person.
Also, point of clarity, it's the nighttime now?
Yeah.
I don't hear problems.
I only noticed problems when Nibbles had that one brief cutout, and when people mentioned that I was cutting out.
Yeah. Maybe it's something in our area. Anyways, so while everyone else argues what to do, Pert leaves, grabs some costumes, and comes back.
I think I found something in your size, Amma.
And the other set of clothing is size 4?
I mean, there's something that's really awkwardly too small for Pert. And then there's a third set that he kind of half-heartedly holds out in the general direction of Rizwin, not as a, you should come with us, but more of a, do you want this in case?
She declines.
Pert stuffs it in his backpack as a, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Pert gains 1 bad costume.
2 bad costumes.
You cannot fit your... Well, you can try to fit your armor underneath. It's probably going to look like there's armor underneath.
Nope.
Same with Amma.
To help sell the guys, Pert will put 90% of his bag, 90% of his stuff into his bag, including his armor and his rapier, oh god, but not his daggers, and pass the bag off to Rizwin.
I have an idea.
What's the
Nobody's
idea?
gonna like it.
What's the
Dragon
idea?
attack.
What if we offered to trade information about Alex?
Why would they? Why would they listen to the deal? We don't trust them. They don't trust us.
We could go to the other general.
I don't trust them as far as I could. I'll be perfectly honest. Especially that general points in the direction of the ship.
Well, that's why we go to the other one.
I don't know. I think the plan we have is still our best shot.
Let's hold that as a backup if we have to rescue more.
What is the physical layout of the area that we are in?
Right now, like while you're having this conversation, you're in kind of the poorer end of town. The buildings here are still exclusively one story. They're packed very tight together, and the streets are quite narrow.
I guess the point of my question is, if I run, can I get away from everybody? Or do I have to push past them out of an alley or something?
Yeah, you would have to push past them out of an alley.
You mean us?
You think you can get away from Zoe?
She looks like she might be considering trying.
Do you want to roll or anything? An insight check or?
No, I think it's fairly transparent what she's thinking.
I just stand squarely in front of her.
I can take you.
Do the walls look climbable?
Not easily. Do you all just kind of have like this standoff for a second?
Yeah, I think you have this image. I have this image of Zoe and Kamail standing side by side, hands on hips. One a giant, one a tiny, tiny woman staring down Rizwin.
And Rizwin is 360ing, trying to figure out some way to get past them that doesn't involve physical confrontation.
Zoe bonks Rizwan on the head with her broom.
I was going to do was just going to punch her in the jaw.
Yeah, well, Zoe's not exactly the combat type. Stop that. Get your head out of your
ass.
I wasn't going to say it.
Cloaca.
No.
Oh my god.
Sorry, she's a dragon.
I'm laughing.
Nibbles is going to say no to that.
I told you this time was going to come.
The time where fire get captured?
Well, no, a time where Rizwan would have to confront her concerns and fears and panicked feelings about the Platinum Army. Surprise, we're here.
I don't think she says anything more at this point.
Okay. I'm guessing by now Pert's already dressed.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving stuff around to fit it all in one bag and not just, leaving 3 bandoliers for Rizwin to carry. So yeah, basically I've got my lockpicks, my book, and my lightning daggers.
Emma, are you also getting dressed up?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you? The easier question, I guess, is what are you keeping on you? As this outfit will not allow you to wear armor without it being obvious.
Um. Hmm. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I thought of one more thing, Jamie. It's
Mhm.
been 4 or 5 months since we went to the Underdark, right?
Mhm.
I'm also going to bring my bottle of Gath juices. AKA a stink bomb.
Yeah, I definitely would be a stink bomb now.
Hey, I figured out a use for it after 3 years. Give me a break.
Art, I assume you don't want to bring your bow.
You probably can't bring your cat because, well, ships like shipboard cats. There's only a limit.
Do we want to just say that Emma brings like a dagger?
Sure.
Okay. So Pert and Emma are all dressed up.
Yep.
Now what?
Scoping out the boat, does it seem like there's a lot of movement, or is it mostly settled down for the night already?
So you all head kind of in the direction of the boat, because you're pretty far away at this point. It is well into the night by the time you get near the pier. Pert, make a perception check. Do you have dark vision?
No, just blind sight and normal vision.
Okay. It is very hard for you to see what's going on in that ship. You can still make a perception check, but it'll be a disadvantage.
There's no +3 there, so just 20.
20? Okay.
Or 20. I mean, whichever one you want.
Yeah, there are a couple of lights on the ship just so that whoever's on watch can kind of see what they're doing. You don't see a lot of movement, but you do see the light kind of glimmering off of some platinum armor of whoever is keeping guard.
Are they doing a patrol, or are they just kind of standing at the gangplank staring directly down?
They are standing pretty still at the gangplank.
Amma, can you see who that is? What they're doing? Because he's got better vision than I do, so he might be able to tell what the heck's going on.
You want to make a perception check for me, Emma?
Sorry, my sister came in and was talking to me.
24. Yeah, so you can see that there's two soldiers wearing like the Platinum Army getup standing watch at the gangplank. You think you also see at least one more kind of walking around the other side of the ship, more in like a patrol fashion. But that's all that you can see from where you are.
So, I have a thought, Emma. I have some rancid sample here. If I were to get into a good shadow and toss it onto the deck of the ship so that it burst, the odor should be more than enough to at least distract the guards, if not send them packing for at least a little bit. Do you think that's a reasonable next step? The alternative is going into the water and trying to climb up onto the boat. Or trying not to get into the water, but, trying to scale the boat without being noticed. That's a little harder.
Mm-hmm. Um, I was distracted by the ice cream truck outside. What would I be doing for the first one?
Well, so it's more, do we want to use my rancid distraction now, or do we want to possibly use your magic to help us move silently and just see if we can't stealth our way onto the boat without being noticed, which is a lot harder in my opinion.
Hmm. I'm not sure.
All right. When Amma seems to be non-committal, Pert will attempt to stealth to somewhere near the gangplank, but around a box or pier or whatever post, so that way he's not in direct line of sight in case they do have dark vision. And then he'll just try to lob the sample bottle so that it smashes. Maybe not directly on the deck, but near enough to the railing or deck that the people at the gangplank will be within the splash zone kind of thing.
Okay. First of all, make me a stealth check.
Sure. This will be interesting. I'm doing it without a cloak.
Yeah, you're still a fucking rogue. Uh, I suppose I should roll. Yeah. Despite the fact that you don't have your fancy magical cloak with you, you do a pretty good job of stealthing around boxes and poles and the contraptions that run the elevator. You're pretty sure that you haven't been seen. You don't hear or see any extra movement from the ship as you get closer. You're pretty sure you get to a point where you're like, you have to crouch to be hidden behind like one of the big whatever the big poles are that are like driven into the ocean floor that hold up the pier.
Like a pylon.
A pylon, yeah.
Um,
Like you're gonna have to roll for the throw. It's not a given, but you're pretty sure you can make it unless you really fuck up.
and you said there were a very small number of lights on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there one? I'm sorry. Are the lights like a glass chamber, or are they just torches? Or
They seem to be like some kind of oil lantern.
so I'm going to aim for the torch that's nearest to the gangplank, because an oil lantern going smash would be a worrying thing, especially with a bad odor coming out.
Mm-hmm. Where is Amma while you're doing this?
I am assuming he's either staying so that he can still see me, or he's staying nearby. I don't know which he would prefer.
I'm not sure which one you prefer.
Then you might as well stay close to me, so that way if we need to move silently and stealth together, we're close together so we can do that kind of stuff, I think is the logic.
That's probably a good idea.
Cool. So I kind of make sure that we're in agreement, and I give Amma a nod so that way he knows I'm about to do the throw. And then I twist around. I line up sight with one of the finger quotes torches, oil lanterns, and then I toss the fetid gift juices at it.
Okay. Make me a ranged attack roll with strength. Strength?
Dexterity? Because, throwing a baseball?
Yeah, but you gotta, like, you're not right there.
I mean, so?
You cut out, I didn't get that.
Are we around 40 feet or so?
Yeah, I guess.
So that's dagger is short range 20 feet, long range 60 feet. So that's in the long range section of throwing a dagger.
Okay, so then I will give it to you with dexterity, but at disadvantage.
Sounds great. I will huck a dagger and cross my fingers. Come on, dagger. Oh, come on. Oh, fun.
You throw the bottle of Gauth guts. And your experience throwing daggers just kind of overrides any brain sense of, yeah, this is not weighted the same as a dagger, and it goes low, spiraling through the air until it smashes against like the railing of the ship, glass shattering with like a very audible sound, and both guards snap to attention. And then, oh, what is that? What?
The moment they start to mention Mel, Pert will motion to Amma if he's got his move silently magic available to drop it, so that way we can try to stealth onto the ship while they are distracted. You just have a spell slot to spare, or are you out?
Very rarely actually uses spell slots, so he always has a spell slot to spare.
Awesome. Then I don't know if there's an alternative to the gangplank, but if they are still at the gangplank, are they still at the gangplank?
One of them has gone over to investigate the smashing glass sound that he heard, like covering his mouth and nose from the smell. The other one is standing at attention at the gangplank, looking around for whoever just smashed glass on the side of their ship.
Is there any tie-up rope or tow lines or whatever that we could climb instead of walking up the gangplank? Maybe cargo boxes that we could use to get the height to jump to the railing?
You could definitely try. Like, it will be a jump, and it will be like it will not be easy. You are also kind of on the wrong side because the guard that is coming to investigate the sound that you made is on your side of the ship. Like, he's coming towards you. Does that make sense?
Yep. I hit in the wrong, so it's drawing him in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you're pretty hidden as well, as long as you stay still.
Does Amma see any tie-up lines that we could climb?
Emma can see like a rope that goes from the pier to the ship, but it's pretty close to the gangplank, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Such is life. Does anyone else have any other thoughts, ideas, or suggestions before we just go baller? I mean, we could do the drunken sailors showing up late thing, but this is the Platinum Army, so they'd probably just Shanghai us instead, or hang us instead. Keel haul, that's the word I was looking for. Keel haul.
We're not there.
I know, I was asking you out of character.
You can try the climbing the side of the ship in the direction that they're not. Or
I will remind you, though, that climbing is an athletics skill.
Yep. It's not going to be Pert's strong suit, no.
It's not Emma's strong suit either.
I don't know if you have a good approach here.
Yeah, I don't have anything else that I could have brought along that would have been a quick way to knock out the second guard. And I didn't prepare alcohol for us to show up as drunks. Unfortunately, the third guard, we don't know what he's doing. The lines aren't tied up in a way that would allow us to stealth on. So it's either climb a rope that's very visible or try doing a bad jump.
Are we close enough to observe what's going on?
That's up to you. But you all are also like dressed as you.
Yeah.
So if you're close enough to see them, presumably you're close enough for them to see you.
There.
Yeah, I don't think we should be anywhere near what's going on.
Zoe, Owl.
Is currently perched on the top of a roof, watching them be idiots.
No, watching them try their very best not to be idiots.
So we have a rough idea of what's going on.
Yep.
Zoe, can your owl make a distraction on the other side of the ship? Maybe more smashing glass.
Sansa has opinions.
Sansa.
This is a cat. They all have opinions.
Alright.
Ty.
We lose Ty.
Uh-oh.
Just gonna go feed the cats real quick.
Okay, while we're waiting for Ty to get back, yeah, let's take a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I somehow muted. So if I missed anything, I'm sorry.
We're taking a 5-minute break, and then we were going to ask Zoe to have Owl maybe do something to distract. I.e. maybe breaking more glass on the other side of the ship.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Sansa has many opinions.
Oh, Sansa.
Are some of those opinions meow?
Yeah. More like me.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Is that everybody?
Is that it?
I think so.
David?
David is still feeding cats.
You ever just read like an article from The Onion and you're like, why did you put that into the universe?
Sorry about that. I thought I'd grab a piece of quiche while I was, when you said bathroom break.
Quiche.
I want quiche.
Quiche blobby white stuff? No one's getting that reference.
Huh?
Yeah, I definitely didn't get that. Okay, now I think everybody's back.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
So Zoe, you've been asked if your owl can make a distraction.
Okay. What? Do I see anything that I can break?
Hmm.
Can I offer a suggestion?
Sure.
One of the oil lamps and start a small fire on the ship?
That's kind of what I was thinking, but
There's not really much else that's breakable by something the size of an owl. Even that, like the owl's gonna have to. It's gonna have to try. Like an oil lamp that is on a ship, even a docked ship, is gonna be like made of pretty sturdy stuff. It's not just gonna explode when you drop it. That would be dangerous.
I mean, alternatively, we could send the owl in with a small firebomb that we make.
do we have the stuff? Because considering Perk's not with us at the moment.
We have all the stuff we need in our dungeon and adventuring kits, like pitch and a torch and
I would say that you can make like a ball of fire on a stick that the owl could like grab onto and go tearing off towards the ship. I don't know that you can make a bomb that will like only light on impact without pert. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We should not go lighting the ship on fire.
Or you could have the owl drop an elder brain tentacle on the other guard's face.
You do have access to all of Pert's.
Yeah,
brain.
what's in Pert's bags that is disgusting, revolting, or potentially hazardous?
Alrighty, so there are mysterious bright pink berries. There are multiple forms of secondary injectable drugs. There is some basic black poisonous berries.
Oh no! What if we inject? What if we have the owls inject them with hallucinations?
There are the Goth eye stalks that went with the Goth juices, separate bottles. I also have a bottle of comprehend languages, poisoned needles ×2. My alchemist supplies, poisonous plants, hay mold, a gray-brown moon rock, Melis. Oh wait, no, he's not in my bag anymore. The egg sample, the elder brain tentacle sample, the dead tadpole sample, the blade oil. That's the majority of it, and then whatever's in the generic alchemist kit.
You know
Do you
what,
still have the
guy?
hellhound heads?
Sorry, what, Jimmy?
Do you still have the hellhound heads?
I have the hellhound head, singular.
Head.
Did we drop the hellhound head in front of them?
I'm gonna leave this up to Zoe, because of the group of us, she is the most intelligent.
Doesn't mean the player is.
I know. I'm trying to create weird and dumb and interesting RP.
I would like to, above the table, just submit the question, are we suffering from main character syndrome right now?
How do you mean?
What does that mean?
It seems to me like we're forging ahead with bad ideas because we think they should just work. This is...
For me, I'm okay if they fail, though. Because that just sets up another state where we have to deal with it.
I think we're overthinking this.
Yeah.
The owl just literally flies in front of their eyes.
Okay.
Like close. Like it looks like it was trying to grab something right in front of them.
Just like repeatedly buzzing them as well, or
No, like just a quick distraction. Because who
Mhm.
the fuck's not going to look at an owl flying that just right in front of their eyes?
Pert does also have a fish I forgot to mention that the owl could be carrying.
What would this? I feel like this is a roll on my end.
I feel like this is the help action for the other group to sneak in.
Yeah.
could be both.
The owl, I would allow that. I think, given how poorly they rolled. So the one who has gone to investigate the smashing glass sound, that's the one that the owl goes for and flies like right up in his face, and he kind of goes, whoa. He is the one that is closest to Pert and Amma, and he does seem to be distracted by the owl flying very close around his head. If you're gonna go, you have to go now for this to count as a help.
All right, we will attempt to stealth.
Are you trying to leap up onto the ship? Are you trying to run up the rope?
So if we run up the rope, is that an acrobatics or is that still an athletics? Because I'm assuming it's not taunt enough to actually run up it, we'd have to climb.
So, here's what I'll give you. If you run up the rope, it's close enough to the gangplank that you'll make an acrobatics check, but you'll have to roll stealth at disadvantage. If you want to just try leaping onto the ship, it will be an athletics check so that you don't fall into the water, but you can roll stealth normally.
I mean, I have a +5 to my acrobatics and 0 to my athletics. What's your situation, Amma? Does Amma look more acrobatic or more athletic?
Acrobatic.
Alrighty, we're running up the rope.
5 in acrobatics, 0 in athletics.
Okay.
Oh my god, we're twins.
Then roll me an acrobatics check, both of you.
And just to query, were you using Pass Without a Trace or not? Is that something you had decided on beforehand? Yes. Okay. Because you guys, I just asked because you guys discussed it at one point.
Both of you make a stealth check at disadvantage.
Is fire a 7 or paired a 7 or a 23?
It's a 7. I didn't realize I still had advantage toggled.
Jesus Christ.
This is great. I love this.
So you both like slip off of the rope, but you have enough wherewithal to like go into a like a pencil dive as you hit the water, and so there's just these two little splashes, and with the owl flying around, they don't notice. You are both in the water, but have not been detected.
Ropes hanging on the side of the boat.
They're in the water.
Okay. Yours one help me out of my armor. Zoe, get me a bottle of alcohol.
Damn it, wrong game. There's no bottle of alcohol in Bert's stuff, is there?
No.
There's probably preservative alcohol.
True. But don't drink it because it's ethanol.
It's a good thing I can't be poisoned.
So he just goes through Bert's shit. Be like, yep, this smells awful. Must be alcohol.
I would like to think Camel just like, okay, I'm going drinking now. This is not a plan. I'm just going drinking.
Amma and Pert, you're in the water. What are you gonna do?
Are there any or guide ropes or whatever sitting in the water, or are we just gonna have to scale the side of the boat barehanded?
I'm just gonna say that you'll have to scale the side of the boat barehanded if you want to get on from here.
We ditch. This has been not a disaster, but it's not working. And I don't know how much I'd trust my ability to climb bare wet wood. What do you think, Emma?
Hmm.
It's Anna's best friend in there.
What was the options again?
Climb Bearwood Wood or call it a day. Or come up with an alternative solution.
Well, I'm not really sure what an alternative solution would be, so I guess climb bare wet wood, because gotta get fire back.
Right? I'm going to do the help action to help Amma climb, because I'm not gonna make it. So at least get in there and still have pass without trace. Gives him a chance.
Okay. I think by the time you kind of make this decision and get yourself sorted, Kamal has gotten out of his armor, gotten a bottle of alcohol. Now what?
Dirty up my face. Grab a shitty piece of burlap off of a stack of boxes. Wrap it over my shoulders and start splash the alcohol around me and start staggering towards the ship.
Okay. You have to stagger kind of a ways. Like the ship is not that close to the shore.
No, I know he's doing it to put on to get into character.
Okay. After a few minutes of staggering, you get like within shouting distance of the ship.
And I just start ranting and raving like a drunken lunatic.
Ranting and raving about what?
He lost his wife. He got robbed. He doesn't know where he is. Like almost incoherent.
Okay.
Ooh,
But trying to make a huge ass distraction.
what language are you doing it in?
He's probably switching between a couple.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Fuck me.
I know the name of this session.
Jeez.
Well, it's gotta happen sometimes, I guess. They regard you with mild interest, but they have their orders, and they are not moving from the gangplank.
Okay, he starts staggering up the gangplank.
One of them like puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Sir, get back onto the pier."
Can I vomit?
You can do it on the pier.
No. Can't. I'm not asking them. I'm asking you.
If you drank some of the ethanol, you might want to.
I will do that.
Check Constitution check. Give me a Constitution check.
Can I fail the Constitution check willingly?
No, the Constitution check is to see if you can make yourself vomit.
With the help of ethanol?
Yeah, a little bit of vomit comes out.
Oh my god.
Right on him. Like, I'm trying to incense him.
Does he just push you in the water?
If he does that, I'm gonna drag him with me. This is like it was either this or he was gonna just drunken rampage, start hammering his face in.
No, he just like looks down at the vomit with disgust and then goes to restrain you, like just kind of manhandle you, and says to the other, like the guy that's on watch with him, "Go get the manacles, please."
Okay. When he leaves, I want to push this guy into the water.
Okay. While you're doing that, hey Emma, make me an athletics check with advantage to try and climb the other side of the boat. You can hear Camille up there trying to make a distraction for you.
You said athletics with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Ignore the +10.
5.
Yes.
There's
what
a bit of
the
a
hell?
splash. It is just too slippery for you to get and like there's not enough grip or space in between the boards of the ship to get a good grip. You cannot climb barehanded on this side. Camille, make an athletics check to try and pull this guy in the water with you.
Oh, no, I was just going to push him into the water.
Oh.
Or throw him in the water.
Still make an athletics check. Oh, I rolled a 1.
That man just makes the world's largest splash on the way down.
Yeah, there's a very big splash.
Possibly like a 40-second Wilhelm scream on the way down.
And you hear from the guy that went to go get manacles a hey, and then a little bit of running, and then the clanging of a bell.
Oh, fuck. I dive off into the water and start swimming.
As you dive off, you can, with your dark vision, you can see Pert and Amma also in the water. Amma having his fall back into the water being masked by you pushing this other guy into the water.
Can I hear the bell from where Zoe and I are?
Yep.
Alright, I am out.
Okay.
I don't know if Zoe tries to stop Rizwin, but she's going.
She's going in or going away?
No, away.
Coward.
As Camille, Pert, and Amma swim back to shore, are you like trying to get back up on the pier at any point? Or are you just going straight for shore? I mean, you're gonna have to climb at some point, but
yeah, I want to get while they're sort of distracted getting their troops together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming our supplies will be carried either by Rizwan or Zoe. I just want to get the three of us out there.
Okay.
Yep. Fortunately, I have a swim speed, so that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I am highly athletic, so I can just swim for hours.
I also have a swim speed.
There we go.
Yeah.
So in other words, we're dragging you.
Yeah, whatever.
Mm.
We'll swim far enough away that it's plausible that we're not involved, and know, well, I assume we have a standing in case of emergency. Get back to our inn rule.
That would make sense. Zoe, you watch from your perch, wherever you have stuck yourself, and your owl. You see probably another dozen Platinum Army soldiers come up on deck. Some of them in armor, some of them not, looking pretty bleary-eyed. And as you see your compatriots climbing out of the water quite a ways away, you also see from the other side some port authority guards heading towards the ship as well.
Well, this is a clusterfuck.
Well, there's always plan B.
I think that was plan B.
Okay, there's always plan C.
Plan C is just Plan A again.
Plan C is a paladin of Karkamont walking up to the gangplank and demanding the release of their unlawfully detained friend. Or else.
Counter argument, it was definitely lawfully obtained.
Yeah, he doesn't know that. Wink.
Okay, Rizwin has left. What do the rest of you do?
Go back to the inn, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
And when we've rested a bit, tell Zoe to send Fire a message that we tried coming for him. We couldn't get to him. We're not going to give up. Stay strong. If you can find a way out, do so.
This will be an hour before I can do that.
Yeah, I figured.
Anything in the meantime?
Rizwan does not go back to the inn.
Okay.
Rizwan goes to somewhere near the inn and waits to see who makes it back to the inn.
Okay. Your companions are not far behind you.
Okay, so I see everybody else make it
Yes.
back. The four of them at this point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go to General Zolna's boat.
Okay. So the other four get back to the inn. Brisbane isn't there.
Fuck.
You wait a little while. She's still not there.
Nibbles, do you want an insight or anything to see if any of the party remembers that was part of your plan, or that's something you might do? Or do you want the opportunity to RP this out? I'm fine with not remembering and just being focused on his plan to get all paladined up and just go there and demand.
I don't want to tell anybody how to play their characters.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking you to. I'm giving you the opportunity. Do you want this scene to continue? I don't want to step on your toes.
I mean, yes, I want to go do this, but I don't think it's reasonable that all four of you would forget what she said.
I was asking for myself. The others can do what they want. I'm fine with just being being hyper focused on just getting Fire back at this point.
So, as a character, Zoe is scared for what's happening to Fire, but is also terrified Rizen's going to get herself killed. And that's the worst of the two options. So Zoe goes after Rizwan on her broom, but she's going to be so far behind. We have split the party.
Yep.
3 ways.
Did Zoe get a long rest in the time before?
No.
She didn't even get
Sorry, a short rest. I mean,
The answer is no. Zoe's going without spells.
Okay. So, Rizwan has gone to find General Zolna. Zoe is going after her. What are the other three doing?
I'm getting prepared to march back there as my anger self and demand the release of Fire.
Okay.
So,
sorry, just to keep track to everything, why Rizwin is going to the other general? Like, what's the logic there?
Above the
I'm not saying
table?
it's wrong. Yeah, I'm not
She
saying it's wrong.
is what she has said is that she is going to try to trade information about Alex for Fire's release.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
There may be A, B, C, and D points to her plan as well, but she only admitted to that.
First of all, what are Pert and Emma doing?
I think Pert is trying to convince Kamale to at least leave it until morning. So that way they can show up officially in the daylight instead of at 4 a.m. before dawn. You know, put a proper professional face on it.
I'm always a proper professional face. And I think that, given my status and diplomatic status, 4 a.m. is a reasonable time for me to go and yell at them for being a bunch of dimwits.
Bert doesn't really have argument for those points. So he made his only argument he had and attempts to do the royal retainer thing, I guess. Too tall for shield page, but still goes to your right hand.
But I personally, I want Brisbane to do their thing first.
Okay, so, and Emma, you're sticking with Kamale and Pert?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kamale, Pert, and Emma, and Mellis are getting ready to go back to the ship, to Estillo's ship, to demand with authority the release of this particular prisoner they have. Rizwin is going where exactly?
I guess to the other Platinum Army ship, because
It is, you know that it is not docked at the pier, it's docked like out a ways.
like
Anchored
into
out
the
a ways.
water.
Yeah. Phelan, who is on General Zolna's crew, told you that he was staying in the northern end of town.
Did I get the sense that most of them, and perhaps even the general, were also there?
Maybe? I mean, I think he did mention something about barracks, so...
Okay, I will go there then.
Okay.
Because the other thing I was considering was just going to the temple.
Okay.
Can I make, like, some kind of check to see which one of those makes more sense?
Sure. What kind of check do you think this would be?
Just straight wisdom, I guess? Or intelligence?
I would say intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah, because religion is
Religion or
intelligence,
logistics?
14. You would think, like, the Platinum Army isn't based here, and they are like an army, so it would make sense to you that where Phelan is staying, the general would probably be at least in the vicinity.
Okay. That is where I will go then.
Okay. Zoe, make a perception check. See how long, or maybe a survival check to see how long it takes you to find Rizwan.
Hey, guess what? They're the exact same.
Okay. It is a long walk, and Zoe catches up with Rizwan pretty easily before Rizwan gets even close to the north end of town. Combined dark vision and broom. And the fact that it's 1 a.m. and there's not that many people on the street.
And her knowledge of Risman.
Mm-hmm.
So, So he just swoops down and starts walking beside her.
Go back to the inn, Zoe.
You're not doing this alone. If this is what you want to do, fine. But you're not doing it alone.
Sure.
So he's stubbornness wins out.
Are there any wells in town?
What are you gonna do? Push her in?
That's my first thought was you're just gonna drop Zoe down a well.
I mean, I'm trying to figure something out here. I don't know.
That is in fact where we're gonna end tonight. Quasta's not gonna be here next week.
Okay.
You don't need me.
Oh, poor Quasta.
Well, I mean, I guess worst case we end with a bottle of Quasta or a bottle of fire.
Of Quasta.
Also, did anyone else when Fire Transform had this image of a tiny fire being squished up against the bottle and then going back into a fly?
Yep.
Yeah.
I also had Adam Savadan's You See a Small Man in a Bottle.
I cannot believe those acrobatics rolls.
Okay. This entire session was hilarious and I loved every second of it. I'm just saying that right now.
This entire session was a series of walking up a staircase and forgetting that the overhead is an inch too low.
Yep.
Step out, step out, step out.
I rolled really good stealth as a fly.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
And I think we've created some interesting RP for the next week or two.
Zoe, Brisbane's playing with Zoe.
Yep.
Also, Kamel's plan for the boat.
Yeah. I have plans for that too.
The dice were telling a story we didn't want to go with.
And that is sometimes one of the best place to do it. It's like, fuck it. I don't care if I fail. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
So my other idea of when you guys all failed was just Zoe walks up the ship. Give me my friend back now, please.
Funny thing is, I mean, I don't want you guys to change your opinions on how to do it, but like on the side of the Platinum Army, there's no friend to deliver. It's just fly in a bottle.
I think they know who the fly in the bottle is.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah, but I bet important people know, not every soldier.
Yep. And it's just gonna confuse them even more when I do that.
Uh-huh.
And then I start yelling. And then maybe teleporting.
It would be real nice if I had some spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, sure would be. I still have some.
I feel like Kara one day is gonna call Kamel and say, "Could you please stop making international incidents?"
No, I don't think in this case she would be doing the same thing Kamel would be doing, I'm sure. She is as stubborn as her brother.
Mm.
I should change us to here.
The only difference is she might say please.
Well, did you had fun, Jamie?
Yeah, that didn't go quite how I was expecting today, but you know.
That's D&D.
Next week's going to be interesting.
Jamie's timeline for the next 16 sessions just got pushed back 3 sessions.
I mean, you might,
We might have pushed things up.
Yeah. Would it be bad if I just flat out accused the general of being in cahoots with a bunch of demon worshippers? Maybe. Is it something that's on my mind? Definitely.
hmm.
It is definitely funny that a future session could involve a conversation between you and your sister about how you started a internal civil war with the Platinum Army by accusing one of them of having joined forces with a different god or something.
Yup.
I'll make sure to record the game, please.
Yes, sir.
And your voice.
Did my voice show up
I need-
later into the episode?
No.
Before I moved, so I can't remember back whether something weird happened that week or not. But
I think at the end of it, you were like, "Oh, I didn't record my voice at all."
okay. Yeah, my first recording last week, I figured out that my audio wasn't coming through like 15 minutes in. I was like, shit. I got the 2 halves of a desk, so I'm just going to freaking grab some furniture risers and put the one half of the desk on furniture risers and slide the other half of the desk underneath it, because that's just easier than trying to make the 2 halves sit nice against each other.
I found a gif of Melis.
Ew.
The Dyslacia Beast?
Look how proud he is with his fish.
Yes.
I got fishy.
Alright, I'm gonna go take off.
Yeah, same.
Yep, me too. Have fun at
Bye-bye.
whatever you're doing next week, Quasta.
Thank you.
Oh, that is quite the setup, David.
That's a big setup.
Mm-hmm.
My brain thought that fan or air purifier or whatever was a PS5 for a moment.
It's one of the ones that people made the jokes about PS5s with. Yeah, I can't put the desk in front of the other desk because it's too close to the TV, and I can't put the desk beside the other desk because then it's too close to the wall, and you'd have to walk sideways to go to the washroom.
Cat area, best area.
She refuses to come down the stairs, so I'm going to go kidnap her now that we're done.
Okay.
Alright, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
See you.